Every good action movie has at least one good car chase scene. The Fast and the Furious developed an entire film and later a franchise that stumbled its way into becoming a blockbuster mainstay in Hollywood around the idea that what if a whole movie was a car chase? These films are all gas and no brakes. These films are just what they advertise. I enjoy them, and I think I was able to find something a little bit deeper in them. Since the mid-century in America, people have developed a particular relationship with their cars, in particular men. When I was in the Army, this was before the days of smartphones, and all we had was laptops, but we had no Wi-Fi. So if you wanted to read something, you could look for a book like a dork, or you could reach for a magazine. Any Army unit, garrison, or barracks always had plenty of magazines. Most common were porn magazines. Second only came car and truck magazines. And then there was the less popular guns and ammo crowd, who I still kind of worry about. I've never been a car guy. I currently drive a Dodge Grand Caravan. But I understand that the car you drive can be a symbol for more than just transportation. Just based on the magazine subscriptions of my fellow soldiers at the time, it would imply that the only thing more important than your significant other would be your car. All the main characters of the Fast series have a particular relationship to cars. Cars are more than just modes of transportation to this crew, they are also weapons and armor. This crew has taken cars everywhere and done everything you can with cars. The cars seem to give them strength and confidence they wouldn't otherwise have. And in no character is this more evident than in Dominic Torreto and his 1970 Doge Charger RT. Let's just say it, Torreto has a car fetish. Okay, I know, but I need to talk about this to get to what I really want to say. It's not just going to be about sex, so please, just hold on for the ride through the sex talk. I promise it will be over sooner than you think. There are 3 different definitions to a fetish. The most common is a form of sexual desire in which gratification is linked to an abnormal degree to a particular object, item, clothing, or part of the body. Macnophilia is the name of the particular fetishization of machines and automobiles. And if there was a movie franchise that embodies the sexualization of the automobile, it's the Fast and the Furious franchise. Now, I'm not implying that if you like these movies, then you have a sexual desire for cars. You can, I'm not kink-shaming. The psychological understanding of fetish was of course the subject of research by the sex-obsessed and mother-loving Sigmund Freud. Freud would say that in a heterosexual relationship, any object of the male's sexual obsession is merely a stand-in for the female's lack of a penis. So if you're really into ladies' shoes, those shoes are a stand-in for the penis she doesn't have and you secretly wish was there. It's also like many things Freud grappled with, it has since been re-examined and refuted by other psychologists. But you also have to admit, there has been a lot of images of scantily clad young ladies featured dancing with, on, and around cars in popular culture. So there is some common relationship between cars and sexual desire within the male gaze. Okay, we're done with the sex stuff. I told you it'd be fast. So the second and third definition of an excessive and irrational devotion or commitment to a particular thing. An inanimate object worshipped for its supposed magical powers or because it is considered inhabited by a spirit.
Yeah, my dad built her. Stock car circuit. Last race of the season. In the final turn, clipped his bumper and put him into the wall at 120. I watched my dad burn to death. I remembered hearing him scream.
Psychoanalyst Ernest Becker, in his book The Denial of Death, would describe Dom's relationship to his car as a stand-in for heroism. In Denial of Death, Becker argues that what we as humans struggle with is a duality between the physical world of objects and the symbolic world of human meaning. This is the difference of the mind and body. Humans can conceive of things outside of their physical form, but we are still trapped within our physical form. This creates 2 different people within us, a physical self and a spiritual self. These 2 selves both must confront their shared mortality. They will not last forever. Eventually, the spiritual self has to reckon with the fact that the physical self will one day cease to exist. So the question is, what should we do with our time, and how best do we conquer this dilemma of death? The answer can be found through heroism. Ernest Becker would argue the symbolic self-focus takes the form of an individual's mortality project, or a symbolic self-belief system that ensures oneself is believed superior to a physical reality. The spiritual self then uses the physical self to create something that will be a symbol of the spiritual self that will outlast its physical form. Dom's relationship to his car is a symbol of his heroism and his conquering death through immortality, and this scene here tells us why.
900 horses of Detroit muscle. It's a beast. Know what she ran in Palmdale?
No, what did she run?
9 seconds flat. My dad was driving. So much torque, the chassis twisted coming off the line.
So what's your best time?
I've never driven her.
Why not?
Scares the shit out of me.
He states that the car was so powerful that it scared him. Becker noted, the same as other psychologists, that fetishes can often start as phobias. A phobia, after all, is the antithesis of a fetish. The fear of the power of that car and what it could do reminded Dom that he is mortal and that he will die one day. But instead of hiding and never driving that car for fear of dying, Dom did drive that car. And not only did he drive that car, but he became the best street racer he could be. The car is a stand-in and a reminder of overcoming fear, of heroism, overcoming the fear of death and the acknowledgement that he can do something in life worthy of being considered immortal. The idea of an immortality project is the rejection of the idea that you live forever. As Ernest Becker puts it, commenting on Freud's notion of a fetish, this is really the extension of the whole problem of childhood, the abandonment of the body as an immortality project, in favor of the new magic of cultural transcendence. No wonder fetishism is so universal. As Freud himself remarked, all cultural contrivances are self-hypnotic devices, from motor cars to moon rockets, ways that a sorely limited animal can drum up to fascinate himself with the powers of transcendence over natural reality. This means Dom can build not only a legacy that lasts beyond his death, but also Dom's other favorite thing in the world.
There's always room for family.
Code is about family. That's great in the holidays, but it makes you predictable.
Your brother never told you never threaten a man's family? His family. I don't have friends. I got family. You never turn your back on family.
Family is the ultimate and most common immortality project. Men can forget the simplest of things are often the most rewarding. Now, I don't know about your family, but mine is not comprised of former outlaw street racers turned international agents jet-setting around the world fighting world-renowned criminal organizations. Dom's car might represent his overcoming the fear of death, but his ultimate project is to build a family that he is the clear leader and patriarch of, that will survive him in his death.
Dom, what do you remember about your father?
My father. He used to have a barbecue every Sunday after church. For anybody in the neighborhood. If you didn't go to church, you didn't get any barbecue.
Now, like all fathers, Dom is a little heavily egocentric at times, much like the star who plays Dominic Torreto, Vin Diesel. But this franchise is arguably also the real-life immortality project for the actor as well.
It always kind of surprises me when I hear the audience and the fans say that they want another trilogy after we've been doing it so long.
And these films, for what they are fun to watch and successful. So he is successful in creating this as an immortality project for himself. People who have identified Immortality Project identify with them as heroic and eternal. Whether the project is a car, writing a book, paintings, a totem pole, a song, or scientific discoveries, any one of these all can outlive your own physical form. These pursuits can give our lives meaning, purpose, a sense of significance in a vast universe. But the most essential project, and the one that we are all capable of fostering, is a family, whether it's made up of loved ones by blood relation or by the friends we made along the way.
I'm pregnant. Family just got bigger.
Either way, your memory will prosper in them as they continue to branch out into new families, and eventually each one of those families will take on their own immortality projects.
Hey, Brian.
Welcome to the family, Brian.
Okay, I guess it's my turn to say grace. We thank you for giving us family. We sit here and praise.
All that means I really need to get on my own immortality project. And by that I mean spending more time with my family, not watching more movies or making more videos. But there will be a new video out on this channel the first Friday of every month. Like always, please like and comment if you care to. You can follow me across all social media at The Lazy Stoic. Thank you for watching. And one last thing, if you stuck around this long, you might want to know that I just launched a new podcast where I, as a U.S. veteran, and a couple of my friends are reviewing war films that I've curated into lists that depict specific wars and battles. Each week we go through a specific war movie and discuss its cultural and historical significance. On Spotify, it is Not a Robot Podcast's The War on Film. That's the War on Film podcast. It's part of notarobotpodcast.com. The link is in the description. Thank you.